Once upon a time, there was a queen who had a beautiful baby daughter. The king held a grand celebration and invited 7 fairies in the kingdom to join. Each of the 7 fairies brought a gift and presented it to the baby one after another. They came up to the baby and cast a spell of beauty, heart of kindness, and a beautiful voice. When the 6th fairy cast her spell, another fairy came across. She was the spiteful fairy that was not invited to the celebration.
Here is my present to you. When she is 15 years old, the princess shall prick herself with a spindle and shall fall down dead.
The spiteful fairy cast an evil spell and went away. In the suddenly hushed castle, the 7th fairy said, "At the age of 15, the princess will fall into a very deep sleep for 100 years. She will awake when she meets the prince of her fate." Saying so, the 7th fairy cast a magic spell to her. The king and queen were still very worried about the evil curse. They sent out a command all around the kingdom.
Burn all the spindles in the whole kingdom, every single one of them.
All the spindles in the kingdom were gathered in one big pile and burned. The flames reached high up into the sky. Time passed by, and the princess turned 15. The princess grew to be beautiful and sang with the birds with her lovely voice every day. "I've never been up to the top of the tower. The view must be wonderful from way up there." The princess decided to climb up to the very top of the tower. The princess went to the top of the tower. There she saw a spindle. "I wonder what this is." Since the king burnt every spindle in the kingdom, it was the princess's first time seeing it. She had scarcely touched the spindle when it pricked her finger. That very instant, the princess had collapsed and fell into a deep sleep. Later on, the 7th fairy found the princess and made a magical bed. There she laid and fell into a deep sleep.
You will be in a deep sleep for the next 100 years. There is no need to worry.
The 7th fairy cast a magic spell so the princess will not be lonely when she wakes up. The king, the queen, the soldiers, the grass, and trees all fell into a deep sleep. The fairy covered the castle with a heavy thorn bush and ivy so no one can come inside it for 100 years. 100 years passed by. One day, a prince came by on his horse. He saw something flashing on the top of the tower. Suddenly, the heavy thorn bush split into 2 and made a path. The prince kept on riding his white horse and moved forward. The thorn bush bush started to bloom with beautiful roses. When the prince climbed up to the top of the tower, he saw a princess sleeping. What a beautiful princess! The prince kissed the princess's cheek very gently. All of a sudden, the princess opened her eyes. The princess had a big smile on her face and said, "I feel like I've been waiting for you for a very long time." The spell was broken, and the whole castle woke up from their 100 years of sleep. The king, the queen, and everybody rose to their feet. All 7 fairies joined them, and the castle was filled with life, just like it used to be. Soon after, the prince and princess got married and lived happily ever after.